Today we're going to be reviewing this TV box. It's the Vankyo X95A Android 7.1 TV box. It features Android 7.1.2 operating system. It supports 4K, UHD, and 3D. It features H.265 decoding technology. It has 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of ROM. The storage is expandable up to 128 gigs using a microSD card. It has an Amlogic Quad Core Cortex A53 2.0 GHz 64-bit CPU. It also has a Penta-Core Mali-450MP GPU at 750 MHz. It supports 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi networks, and it also has a built-in 100 megabit Ethernet port. It has 2 USB ports so that you can connect either a keyboard and mouse, or you can also plug in an external hard drive or a thumb drive. And this TV box also comes with a remote control. With that being said, let's go ahead and run that intro video and jump right into the unboxing. Hey there, my name is Adrian with ProjectRamos.com and dealsbypr.com. On this channel, I do tech reviews, so if you're new here, consider subscribing. Here is the TV box. In the back, you can see that it features the HDMI port, an audio video port. It has the Ethernet port, one of the USB ports, the power supply port, and on this side you have the other USB port and the microSD card slot. On the bottom, you have these little rubber pieces here. When you set it on your tabletop, it's going to be able to grab on and not slide around. Let's see what else we get in the box. Included in the box, here is the power supply. It also comes with an HDMI cable. Here's the remote control. And you get the user manual as well. And that is it for the contents of the box. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna plug this into one of my monitors so that we can go through the setup process and use some of the functionality of this TV box. Now with our monitor in place, we're gonna go ahead and plug in the TV box into power and the HDMI cord, and then we'll go through the setup process. Now we're presented with this screen here. So it's asking us to choose our language, and using the remote control, I'm going to pick English. We're going to go to next. Now we need to pick our time zone. We'll just leave it at default for now. So what it wants us to do is to calibrate the screen so that it's sized correctly. So what we need to do is fit this on the screen so that borders snap right to the edge. So we have it there now. We're just going to go ahead and hit next. And now we need to connect to our Wi-Fi network. Okay, we are now connected to our Wi-Fi network. It's important to note that it is this box is compatible with 2.4 gigahertz networks. So if you do have a 5 gigahertz network, just make sure that you have a router that does dual band and it can do 2.4 gigahertz, because that's the network that you're going to need to be able to connect this box. So we're just going to go ahead and hit next, and our configuration is now complete. So we'll just hit finish. And now we're presented with the home screen. So built into the box is the Kodi player, which, if you're not familiar with the Kodi player, it's basically a media player that can stream files from your network or over the internet. You get a browser and you get some built-in apps, music app, settings, and you also get the Google Play Store so that you're going to be able to download more apps onto this TV box. And you also get a video playback app, and you get Netflix, and I'm not sure what what this app is for, but you get quite a few options right from the beginning, pre-installed on the TV box. So if we go into the apps, we can see more details of what's installed onto the TV box currently. So we have YouTube, MX Player Pro. We have quite a few apps that are very useful for media playback. You even get the Netflix app. So anything that's on the Google Play Store, you're going to be able to download onto this TV box so that you can stream all of your media onto the box. So I'm just going to hit the home button and we're back here now. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and load up my Netflix account. And I'm going to do that off camera when I'm logging in, but we're going to log into my Netflix account and we'll begin streaming a program so we can see what kind of quality we can get out of this TV box. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick just a movie here real quick. I forwarded into the movie a little bit, and as you can see, this box is capable of streaming in really high quality. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. So it has very good playback quality. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna plug in a thumb drive that I have here. And what I've loaded onto this thumb drive is a movie that I had ripped from one of my DVDs. So I'm just gonna plug it into the back of the TV box. And I also plugged in a mouse to help me navigate through these menus. So once the USB drive is plugged in, you get some options here. So you could either browse what's on there, set it up as a device storage, or eject it. What we're gonna do is just go back to the home page, and we're gonna launch the Kodi player so you can see some of the functionality of the Kodi player here. So in the root menu of Kodi, you have these different sections here that you can go into to playback media. We're gonna go into the movies section, and what it's gonna allow us to do is either go into the USB drive that we just plugged in or add videos from the network. And what we're gonna do is just say, go into the USB drive, and we can see that our movie is right here. So I'm just gonna pick that, and it's gonna load up the file, and there we go there. The file is now playing back immediately. So I'm just gonna forward this a little so we can see some of the quality that this TV box can produce. So as you can see, the playback quality is very good on this TV box. This is streaming right from the USB stick that I plugged into the back of it, and it's playing back with no issues there. And you can see that the picture looks very clear and there's no stuttering. It's moving along rather smoothly. The next thing that we're going to try is we're going to go into the Google store, and we're going to see if we can find a game to install onto the TV box. And just going to choose games, and I'm going to use the mouse to navigate this a little quicker. Let's try Angry Birds. So we're just going to click install. And again, it's going to download from the internet through its Wi-Fi connection. This is a larger file. It's about 164 megabytes. So the connection, my internet connection is not very fast here, so it's going to take a second to download here. All right, the app is now done installing. So now that it's done, we can just hit open. And Angry Birds is one of those apps that is actually very high quality, so I would imagine that this game should look very good on this screen. So we're just gonna hit continue. We're gonna allow. And again, I'm using an attached mouse to be able to navigate through the TV box much easier. So I'm using the mouse now to operate the game, and as you can tell, it's moving along very fluidly. There's no stuttering or the TV box isn't choking up at all running this game. And this game is very graphics intensive. So as you can see, there's no pixelation. You know, it's able to operate this game with no problems at all. And this is on a widescreen display, and it's a high resolution widescreen display. If you have a media server at home, in other words, a server with movies on it, so whether it be a NAS drive or an actual PC that's running on your network that has movies on it, even photos or any type of media, you're going to be able to use the Kodi player to be able to stream that onto this TV box. So right now I have my server running and I have some movies loaded on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the movies section, and I've already added my Plex media server, which is on a PC that I'm running as a server. So we're just going to go in there and let's go to recently added. So here we go. The movies are already loaded here. So if we load up one of the latest ones that I have on here, we can see that it immediately starts to play. And if I forward this a little, and there you go there. And one of the cool features that Kodi has is that it shows you the current time, which this isn't correct right now because we didn't set it up correctly in the beginning. But what it will give you is it knows the length of time that this movie is, and it'll tell you when the movie will end. So if in fact right now it was 1:05 a.m., this movie will end at 2:53 a.m., which is a really nice feature to have there. So now if I just let go of the mouse there, the menu should clear out as it just did. And you can see the playback quality is very good on this. So right now this movie is streaming from my media server onto the TV box. And as you can see, it's moving along flawlessly. It's not choking up at all. Now that we've had a chance to try out some of the features of this TV box, let's go over some of my final thoughts of this device. First, let's talk about the construction of this TV box. It's a very small TV box. It's kind of a hockey puck sized box, and it's very lightweight. It has the rubber feet so that once you set it onto a tabletop, it's not going to move around on you. So this is a type of device that you can tuck away easily underneath your TV or close by to your TV, and it's not going to be an eyesore. Now let's talk about the port availability on this TV box. This TV box offers 2 USB ports, which are gonna come in handy, especially if you're gonna be using this TV box for things such as browsing the internet or playing games, because you're gonna be able to plug in your keyboard and mouse into these USB slots. And aside from that, you can also use the USB ports as media playback devices, so that if you put movies onto, let's say, a thumb drive, you're going to easily be able to plug those into the USB slots and be able to stream the media on those thumb drives or external hard drives. And the same is true for the microSD card. You're going to be able to load that up with media and stream it right from the slot here. Or you can use the microSD card as expandable memory. So if you need to install more apps and you ran out of internal memory, just add an SD card, a microSD card, and then that'll expand your available memory to this TV box. And then the fact that it also has the Ethernet port is a great feature, because if your Wi-Fi isn't very let's say your internet connection isn't very fast over Wi-Fi. Well, you can hardwire this TV box using the Ethernet port. So it's a really good thing to have that built into the TV box as a feature. And of course, the TV box connects via HDMI, so you're gonna get really high quality output out of this TV box. And HDMI also carries audio, so your TV or whatever it is that you're plugging it into is going to be able to receive the audio from the TV box via HDMI. And if for some reason you want to route the audio separately, let's say you have a receiver and a separate sound system, you could plug into or output the audio through the AV port here, so that you can separately route the audio to a different sound system. So overall, the port availability is going to give you a lot of flexibility for this TV box, so that you're going to be able to do pretty much whatever you want in terms of streaming media, or playing games, or even browsing the internet, or using some of the social media apps such as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. You're going to be able to do all that, and the connection availability is going to make that very easy for you to be able to navigate through all of that media. Next, let's talk about the operating system that runs on this TV box. It's running the Android operating system, so that automatically opens up a world of possibilities for this TV box, being that you're going to be able to download and install almost any app that's available on the Google Play Store. The built-in apps that come with this TV box is already going to get you off and running immediately. And so whatever else that you might need that is missing from the built-in apps, you're going to be able to easily just download those from the Google Play Store, and be able to do pretty much anything that you need this TV box to do for you. Now, as far as how fluid and fast this TV box is, in our demonstration, you can see that it was moving along without any hiccups. It didn't seem like at any point did it run out of RAM or anything. It didn't choke up at all. It was moving very fluid. So the built-in amount of RAM that's on here, the open space in terms of for the apps, there's 16 gigs on there, which is plenty for apps, because apps don't take up a whole lot of space. So with all that memory availability and the CPU, the quad core CPU that's built into this TV box, it gives you a real fluid experience when you're navigating through the operating system and launching apps. Lastly, let's talk about the quality, the video quality that comes out of this TV box. I had this connected to a widescreen monitor that is a very high resolution monitor. And during our test, you can clearly see that with movie playback streaming over the internet, through Netflix, movie playback streaming from our my server here, there was no issues there, and it was able to reproduce the movie with really good quality. There was no visible pixelation. It was very fluid. I was able to scroll around, jump to different parts of the movies and the movie that we were demonstrating, and it was able to move around flawlessly, no issues there. As far as running games, one of the games that we demoed, which was the Angry Birds game, that game is very graphics intensive, and through our demonstration, you were able to see that this TV box was able to handle that game and its graphics with no issues. It didn't pixelate at all. It didn't, stutter at all. It just moved along as if it was running on, let's say, one of the latest Android phones that are out there right now. So in terms of the video quality that this TV box is capable of, it was able to output very high resolution video in our demonstration. Lastly, let's talk about the million-dollar question. Is the Vankyo X95 TV box worth your hard-earned money? It sells for $49.99 on Amazon, and I absolutely think it's worth it. At 50 bucks, you're getting quite a bit of value here. There's other competitors that are selling at around the same range. Some sell for even more than that. But being that this box runs the Android operating system, that opens up the world of possibilities to you in terms of what you can do with a TV box. And at $49.99, I think you're getting a great value there. The Android operating system, is set up so that you can pretty much install whatever you want on it. The other competitors, they also offer a lot of apps that you can install, but it's on their own proprietary operating system. It's not an open operating system, so you know, they're limited in that way. This box is in a way unlimited because it's the Android operating system, and you can pretty much install almost anything on this box. In addition to that, some of the apps you can install give you far more capabilities. So the Decoding app, I mean, that app is loaded with features. That app alone is going to be able to serve almost anything you're going to need media wise. You can also install the Plex app, and that Plex app also offers a ton of features, and this box can run all of those apps in addition to the apps that are already built in that are designed to stream media for you immediately. So overall, I think you're getting quite a bit of value for the cost of this product. At $49.99, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you were to pick one of these up. This is going to complete my review of the Vankyo X95A TV box. If you found some value in this video, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, that way you get notified the next time we upload a new video. And on that note, I will see you on the next review.